Okay. All right. First of all, can you briefly explain hydrofracking?
Yeah, it's a mixture of primarily water or some other type of fluid. There's a ton of different, but the predominant fluid is water. Um, Generally, in a slick water frac, you're looking at 99% water, 1% chemicals, and then that fluid is carrying varying concentrations of sand, which is otherwise known as proppant.
Okay.
So
Are you?
they basically blend that all together at the surface. The water is basically used as a carrying fluid for the proppant. That's pumped down casing, so metal casing, down to depths of a mile or more, depending on where you're at in the world. And that enters the formation through what they call perforations, basically where they've perforated holes in that casing. And that's the frac initiates, and that's that.
Okay. And are you directly involved with the hydrofracking process?
I am involved in evaluating the effectiveness of the fracs. I don't design the fracs, and I'm not in charge of, kind of the day-to-day operations of pumping them. No.
Okay. So do you, moralistically support hydrofracking?
I do. I do believe that, with a prudent operator or a prudent oil company, the risks are very, very minimal, and it's pretty much a necessity in today's oil and gas industry. So
Okay.
without it, we would be paying a lot more at the pump, and would probably struggle to afford to heat our homes a lot of times. So.
Okay. Do you see anywhere in the foreseeable future an alternative coming along and replacing hydrofracking or petroleum products as a whole?
Replacing as a percentage of, I guess what you could say is total market share, yes, you'll see, renewables, nuclear, other energy sources, replace a percentage of oil and gas, but I think, at least in my lifetime and probably my kids' lifetimes, oil and gas is still going to be the predominant energy source. So.
Okay. And do you think that the benefits that come from hydrofracking and everything along that line outweigh the environmental risks and basically what the other side has to say?
I do. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what the true environmental risks are. I mean, there are, some true things that are concerns. Large amounts of freshwater usage, which is obviously, using our drinking water isn't the best thing. But there's a lot of technology that's coming along to do that. It just takes time. So, where we're using predominantly fresh water now, we're moving towards using produced water, so basically formation water that's coming back out of the reservoirs, and using that as our frac fluid, which is actually better from a reservoir side. Myself being a reservoir engineer, you want to use a fluid that's as close to the in situ reservoir fluid as possible. So.
Okay. That's all the questions I have. Is there anything I missed? Anything you think needs to be added?
No, I could probably elaborate on all of these things for hours on end.
Yeah.
So I've tried to be as brief as possible. So,
Okay.
Yeah, if you have trouble, you have my phone number, and Shanna can give you my email or something, and feel free to give me a shout.
Okay.
Happy to help you with your, quote, companies, the oil and gas companies.